Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talk About It Tuesday. I'm your host, Malin.
And I'm your other host, Jamie.
And today's article is one that I think is going to make us both see red, I guess. I don't know. It's so unusual.
Start a fire. It's going to fire. Okay. I'm not inciting fire, but I think it's going to make us mad. So this article comes from the Daily Dot. And the headline reads, Walmart criticized for giving workers 55-cent ramen noodles for coming into work during a blizzard. The article was posted on...
Wait, a whole whopping 55 cents? Amazing. 55.
It's not... Well, and literally the picture, Malin, isn't even like the cup o' noodles. It's the package of ramen, like the cheapo...
The 38-cent pack of ramen. There you go.
Well, apparently, inflation in this town is huge because they're charging 55 cents a pack. But yes. So this article was posted January 16th, 2024. And it was during that big, we just kind of got through a big cold snap, right? There was this big, massive Arctic blast of
polar vortex.
It was horrible. You guys had some weather. We had some weather. I think places that don't normally get snow and ice got snow and ice. Like it just...
It's like some 88% of the country was below freezing.
Oh my God.
It was
wow.
cold.
Well, and it was.
Yeah.
It was horrible cold. And there were days that I wasn't sure my car was going to start and stuff. I mean, it was quite a thing. The sub headline of this article is cracking me up, though. It says, in quotes, could have at least done Campbell's chunky like ? So
a soup with substance, something.
Okay, so this article goes on to talk about a Walmart in Rockford, Illinois, where the temperature was below freezing. So at 11 o'clock in the morning, it was -6 degrees, and that was the actual temperature, not with the wind chill, because in my area, it was like -37 with the wind chill. They posted a picture of employees behind a counter with a whole bunch of ramen noodles, like the packets, like we ate in college because they were, $5 for $1 or something, and some crackers. And the caption to the picture on their social media post was, "Burr, it's cold outside. We appreciate our associates for braving the cold to be here. Stay warm with some ramen noodle soup and crackers." So apparently this was like picked up by a TikToker. God, I love TikTok. Picked up by a TikToker, and she kind of put the company on blast for this.
I think you should name the TikToker. Give her credit.
Her name is Hyatt's Millsy. Hyatt's Millsy.
I think it's Millsy.
At HIITSMILLZY. Hyatt's Millsy. She posted the photo and then literally blasted Walmart. And she's like, you're a Fortune 500 company. You're at the top. You're making, I don't know, some outrageous amount of money. You have the number for us, right? Was it $1.6 billion a day or something?
$1.67 billion a day is what Walmart brings.
A day. And she just couldn't believe what she saw. There were people, she was talking about people couldn't get to work, and a lot of Walmart employees jumped in on the thread with her, which was kind of the highlight of this whole article for me, was watching some of these comments. So one worker said, I worked at Walmart up until a few weeks ago. We had to work on Christmas, and our Christmas bonus, in air quotes, was a 10-cent Temu pin. One person shared.
It's all about the flair. About the flair.
I don't know if you have enough flair. You need a 10-cent Temu pin. Another said, I worked third shift at Walmart, and we were lucky if we got the leftover pizza from the first shift that had been sitting out all day. I remember that. I worked at Walmart for a while. I remember that, working nights, and they would have fun stuff during the day, and then they'd just leave the leftovers to crust over on the counter like it was a nice thing to do for us.
Well, now I do have to just put a little plug in here because I also worked for Walmart, and I will say the times that I saw people were supposed to bring in food, and the daytime shift participated way more than the nighttime shift. So that could be why there was less food during those types of like banquets that they kind of did, but
most of the daytime shift were like adults. That's college kids were working at the Walmarts at night, and we're like, I'll bring some tortilla chips. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And when the leaders did bring stuff in, it was pizza, and they seemed to bring them in around noon. And then that was the only time they brought pizza in for the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think the big thing for this particular TikToker was the amount of money that this store makes. Everything else in the town is closed. They refuse to close. And these people come in and, it almost, I don't know. This is totally my opinion now. Not that the whole episode we've done so far has not been full of my opinion, but it almost would have been better just to pay me. Like, just give me my paycheck and don't try to be nice, because that was just a slap in the face. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's exactly where I was going to go. I was going to say, I'm sure I'm going to take an unpopular approach here. And I'm going to say an employer is only really they're obligated to give you a pay for your work, right? An hourly wage or a salary for the job that you do. That's the only thing they're required to give you. Benefits, vacation time, all of that are perks. They're benefits. They don't have to do those. However, where I find this a little obnoxious is the fact that if you are going to go and say, hey, my workforce that's coming in, they're coming when it's the coldest it's been probably all year, it's dangerous, we're not closing, they want to get out of the warm house, like all these things. If you're going to do something nice, you have to do more than ramen noodles. I didn't think this would ever have to be like a actual written rule, but it needs to be. If you're going to give any kind of incentive to your employees, it is better that you do nothing than give them ramen noodles. The might have come from a sweet place, but you got to do better than ramen noodles.
I gotta hope that the manager or whoever it was that was in charge of making this executive decision was thinking, well, everybody loves ramen. I hope that was it. But when you think about the amount of money that actually cost Walmart, considering that they probably bought it at wholesale, yeah, I don't know. That's just so crazy.
And I can forgive the dollar amount for this next statement. I can forgive the dollar amount. Here's what I can't forgive. I've worked, like I said, at a Walmart. There is no kitchen in the back. There is no stove. There's no pots and pans. Where did they cook this ramen? Did they just give them the package and say, hey, when you get home tonight, make yourself a thing of ramen noodles? Like, how did they cook them? So that's where I started getting hung up. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, ramen noodles is one thing. It doesn't even appear like they cooked them, or how would you cook them in the back of a Walmart?
Well, they might have, maybe the extra cost came in from pulling a couple microwaves off the shelf to let them nuke their ramen.
Did they let them have bowls? Did they give them plastic? I mean, again, I'm sure it was all worked out, but I'm just, a little bit of this is tongue in cheek, but I'm like, it's not very conducive to make a package of ramen for you to say, hey, we so appreciate it. I would have loved it if they would have maybe even prepared the noodles and just served their employees. That might have been a tinge better, because then at least I knew that they were getting the hot soup that they were trying to entice them with. But the way that the article reads and the way the pictures looked, it is, hey, thanks for coming in and we really appreciate it. Take a package of ramen noodles home with you and some crackers and enjoy. That's a huge FU to their employees. I'm sorry. Do nothing before you do ramen noodles.
But only 10 crackers a piece. Here's what cracks me up. So I don't remember how long ago this was, but we got so Walmart was kind of king in my town for a long time. There wasn't really anything to compete with them. I don't remember when we got the local Target. I feel like there was always Target here since I moved here. But
it was there in 97.
Sure.
It was there in 97 when I was there.
Okay. Yeah. Walmart is one of those places where you can get everything, right? So, they were just huge. You get groceries, you can get socks, and you can get dog food all at the same place. It's Mecca, right? Well, a few years ago, probably 10 years ago, we had a major shakeup when a new grocery store came in. I don't think it's a national chain, but it's a pretty big regional chain. And I remember how freaked out the people that were in management at Walmart were at the time. And we this place opens up and you walk into the produce aisle and it was like you could hear angels singing, and every employee you meet is like smiling and, hi, welcome to our store. And it's just a beautiful place to go. And I think it's because they probably gave their employees a free lunch that day from their deli rather than a package of ramen. You know what I mean? Like, I think those are the kind of ways that you can see the difference in how employers treat their employees and how they value them, because then you have employees that are happy to be at their jobs and to work. You know what I mean?
I do. And I think I know the grocery store that you're referring to. And there's a smile in every aisle. And so that isn't also an employee-owned establishment. So the employees get a bonus based off of how well the individual stores do. So there's a real big incentive for people to care about the store, clean it up, and engage with the customers. You're right, though. The quality of produce, huge. Like, I feel like this store's 3-day-old is what Walmart stocks their shelves with. I mean, it's vastly different. Here's the one little angle that I want to talk about, which is, again, employee appreciation. I've already touched on Walmart should do better when it comes to serving ramen noodles. But what I don't understand, and I have a personal story attached to this right now, is when employees are not feeling valued, why do they stay? Why do they stay in this, I would say, this toxic relationship with their employer and complain about it? And they probably have every right to complain, but they also have every right to move on to the next job. Like, that's one thing that I don't understand. I've worked with several people who, complained about where they worked, complained about leadership management. And I would tell them, well, go on to the next job, leave. And they're like, well, I can't do that. I don't want to start all the way over. And I'm like, okay, but what are you starting over to? And wouldn't leaving this toxic place be a better outcome for you than staying here and just complaining about it forever and ever? So that is my one angle I just want to throw out there. Like, yes, employees should be appreciated, but if you're an employee and you don't feel appreciated, move on.
Well, and I can't disagree with that. That's a very valid point of view. At the same time, I think I have known employees at different places like Walmart where they've been there so long that if they were to go start over, it really would be starting over. They'd be bumping all the way back down to their starting wage at where they were, and so I can understand that. And I don't know, quite frankly, I choose the smile in every aisle over Walmart sometimes, just because it's a more pleasant shopping experience. I mean, you would think that a company would want to keep their employees happy because happy employees make happy customers. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't know. It's just it's dark and dreary at the Walmart, and where there's smiles in every aisle, it's sunshiny and happy.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Coming back to the article, I can't understand why they would who would have thought that was a good idea? I mean,
Walmart.
Yeah. There's showing your employees that you value them, and then there's kicking them while they're down. This was a kick you while you're down kind of moment. And it's no surprise that I think the backlash they received, didn't they say Walmart took down their post because of the backlash that was happening. And I got to be honest, I agree with the employees and the people commenting. It was just not a very good move. It was not a good look for you, Walmart. So
yeah, good effort, mediocre effort. Better luck next time.
Was there any effort? It's like a last minute. Let's give them ramen. Okay.
Of course, if they're having supply chain issues, maybe they didn't have the Campbell's Chunky, and that's why they went with the ramen. But just another commentary for another day, I suppose.
It was actually surprising to me that was what they chose to do. Like, there was nobody along the line that said, you know what, we should probably rethink this. Not a very good media moment for us. A employee relations should have stepped in. HR, did you know? Like, there's so many questions.
Photographic evidence. Like, I mean, if you'd have just done it it would have been, that would have been different too.
Yeah.
But
thank you.
I don't know. It's rough.
Thank you, TikToker. I'm going to butcher your name. Millsy. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Thanks for giving us an entertaining story to talk about for like 15 minutes and to kind of expose what was going on for those poor employees. So that was,
yes.
Appreciate it.
Well, and I do want to take a moment to shout out to all of the employees. Someone I love very much works in a retail store like that, and I just appreciate their dedication so that when we do need milk and bread, we can go get our milk and bread when it's polar vortexing outside. So, yay.
All right.
I just want to make sure we don't reflect poorly on the employees, because that was not an employee thing. That was like a management issue.
No, it was all, it was all upper management. So, okay. Well, this was fun. I'm glad we had a little chance to kind of talk about it. Just some weird stuff that's been going on. And I know as we wrap this one up, there's some articles out there that are just absolutely bizarre. And I kind of want to talk about them just because they are so off the wall. The one I'm thinking about, Jamie, is the 70-some-year-old soup. I think we should bring that one on. It's just so weird.
It kind of makes... We're going to have to do that on like a day not right after dinner time. So let's do that another day.
We'll do that another day. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We appreciate it. We will be back next week with a new article and a bunch of opinions.
And we'll be back on Thursday with a new episode of Roundtable Mindset. Join us there, too.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.